All right, blessings everyone, and welcome to the 1010 Gateway. We are just so happy that you are here, and we're just holding you in our hearts as we all step through this gateway. The 1010 Gateway, the message that Astra'Luma has given us is that it is the gateway between the 99 gateway and the 1111 gateway. And this gateway is specifically to ascend consciousness, to prepare consciousness to shift into the fifth dimension. So, if you think about how our consciousness is creating our world, what this activation today is to prepare our consciousness to be held outside of what we understand, of what we know, and to attune consciousness, if you will, to the frequency of source or an intelligence that runs through each and every one of us, the intelligence of our DNA. So the 12-strand DNA system, when fully turned on, creates a harmonic coherence within the body that attunes the way the body operates and the way that our mind connects in to the way we perceive reality. And so today, with Astra'Luma's support, we are going to be turning on that 12-strand DNA system specifically through the way consciousness perceives reality. And that is exciting to me. I hope it feels exciting to you. And I know a lot of you put intentions of what it is that you would like to see ascend with this activation. If you haven't done so, I'll give you just a few minutes as we're getting ready to going into the channeling to maybe think about what in your life you're ready to ascend. And if there's something maybe not specific to yourself, if there's something just on a worldly level that you would like to see ascend, you can use that. And with all of these intentions coming together, we are truly creating a grid system to experience the ascension of distortion. So, what we have been experiencing in the distorted reality, as some of you can call it the matrix, right, is the way that we perceive reality is only part of the whole. And with this activation today, as we turn on the 12-strand DNA system, we align that system with the grid work of our body, and then we work with the grid work of the mind and the way that the cells are vibrating. We begin to raise the awareness or how our consciousness is held. One way that I like to describe, just so that you have a little bit of an understanding, if this is one of your first times joining us, of what this would look like. And one of my favorite ways of describing this is when you go on a yoga retreat or you go to a spiritual event and you get to a really high frequency, and especially if it's over a couple of days, you're there and you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to go home and I'm going to change all these things. I see life differently. I'm going to have these different relationships because your consciousness gets to a really high state. And then you might go home, and a couple of days later, you're grasping of like, oh, where's that? Those thoughts and the way I was thinking at the retreat, I can't get back to it. And it's because the event itself was creating an atmosphere of a higher frequency, and your consciousness attuned to that atmosphere. You had that experience, and then you went home, but the atmosphere changed. So what the idea behind activating on a DNA level or on a cellular level, and activating this harmonic system or a grid system that your body actually holds on a multidimensional level, when we activate it, you become the yoga retreat. You become the spiritual retreat because your body becomes the higher frequency. Well, and guess where your consciousness always is? It's always observing through the body, right? Because we're identified as the body. So when we turn on this higher operating system, we begin to experience those higher frequencies. And the more we activate the body, the more our consciousness begins to attune to those higher frequencies. And then we get to not only change our lives and the way that we feel, but we also get to start changing the way that we interact with other people, with reality itself. We start to see the higher perspectives. And hopefully, after today, as we walk through this gateway, that we're going to start to perceive reality differently. And the intention behind this activation today is that consciousness will shift so dramatically that we will start to see through the veil, if you will, start to see where the matrix is actually running so that we can start to create conscious choices in what it is that we want to create. Because one of the great things about our DNA or our operating system, when it begins to turn on, that it has the ability to inform our consciousness on how to create a new world. And this is what it is to be a way shower, is to allow the intelligence, if you want to put source, divine, God, universal energy, whatever feels right for you, put that word there. That when that frequency is turned on in the body and it starts to really, really run, and our consciousness starts to connect into that frequency, everything becomes different. And we truly start to see just how powerful we are. And we are here to create a new earth, and it's exciting. I hope that lights you up. And what if the very thing that can change the world isn't out there? It's stored in your DNA. It's stored in your cells. And it's all you have to do is ask for it to turn on and to start experiencing that. And that frequency is so powerful that it doesn't only change the particles of your body, change the way your mind is operating, the way your consciousness is perceiving, but it actually alters the particles of reality itself. This is how we're going to step into the fifth dimension. And it all starts with us coming together right now. And we're going to invite in Astra'Luma to support us, give us a little bit more guidance of what to expect through this gateway. And then we'll go into the transmission. We'll turn on that 12-strand DNA system, and then we'll open it up to question and answer. All right, so I'm going to go, just give me a second and I'm going to go into channel. One more thing. I'm sorry. I want to just, for those of you that have no idea who Astra'Luma is, I feel like I should do a little highlight on that. So Astra'Luma is, it actually, Astra'Luma, if it is not in words that we can speak, is actually an equation. Astra'Luma is a divine architect of the DNA. They are an intelligence that works with humanity in this case. They also work with some other, you could say, civilizations or beings to ascend and turn on the DNA. And the way that they are working with us is to turn on the DNA system so that we can start to step into the Williams, the wisdom that we truly hold, because our DNA is divine. It is, and when it is in expression, we experience ourselves differently. And Astra'Luma is holding specific equations, working with us to activate those equations in our DNA so that we can start to experience what we are on a multidimensional level. So they are divine beings. They're here to support our ascension. I could go into a whole story on where they came from and so much more, but that's not really what today is. So if that lights you up in any way, go check out our Astra'Luma YouTube channel, because we'll continue to put some stuff up there, and it's a great place to also interact and have your questions answered. So, okay, so enough of that. I'm going to go into channel. Again, just so happy to have you guys here, and I'm excited to see where this gateway takes us. So if you'd like, I'm just going to invite you as I go into channel to just connect into your intention, maybe even placing your hands on your heart as you're connecting into that intention. And then just connecting to everyone on the call, as we are all here to connect into creating heaven on earth, the new earth, fifth dimensional reality, experiencing life from a space of our innate being, that divine state of reality. bringing separation into the unified field. We welcome each beautiful soul. We are Astra'Luma, the divine architects, your ascended DNA. It is our pleasure to interact and support the ascension of mankind. Your DNA, it is multidimensional. It is a divine system. Within the system, there is an intelligence. And this intelligence is your innate being. It is this intelligence that, when connected to, alters your perception of not only the body, but reality itself. It is consciousness within the third dimension that loops through the observation of a distortion. This distortion can easily be dissolved as the higher operating system is turned on. In this 1010 gateway, it is our invitation to you to open consciousness, open to the expansion of what reality is beyond this distortion. That part of you that knows, a deep knowing that life and its limitations are the illusion. It is our invitation that this awareness ignites a frequency within, as the illusion can be dissolved. It is our invitation to awaken consciousness to what is beyond the illusion. The divine realm, the divine frequency is within you. As we turn on this higher operating system, the particles of your body will begin to change. As the particles of your body are running through only 2 of 12 strands of DNA. As we turn on the higher operating system, the particles of your body will spin, vibrate in a higher frequency. More light. The experience of what it feels like to experience yourself as frequency, as the particles of your body, because observed through distortion, feel as though your body is solid, observed as form. Today, we would like to open the experience that yes, you can experience your body as form, but also as frequency. And that is through this frequency that you have the ability to alter particles of reality, as you are a divine system. And it is within this divine system that consciousness can shift. As consciousness perceives reality through the divine system, reality will shift. Do you understand? We will begin by bringing consciousness into the operating system. We will then activate the system, allowing consciousness to have the experience of what the system feels like, to witness consciousness within the system itself. We will then run the frequency patterns through the mind and upload a very specific equation for mind ascension, meaning the neural pathways of how the brain perceives reality. We will then work with the nervous system so that your body becomes a transmitter of frequency of source. You are, through this transmission, becoming a transmission, a walking divine transmission. We'll begin the activation now. We will first work with the pineal gland, as the pineal gland holds the master DNA strand. You can see this as the control panel. We will first bring consciousness into the frequency of the ascending DNA system. We invite you to relax your consciousness. Have the experience without making it happen. Stay open and curious and allow consciousness to shift with the transmission. Sokotsampa sun shesakatapatsakotoshunski. Rashakatansa renchika potokotsun toshe chikadi. Kananana sakatsakatsun cha sakatsi sukunshu shukota. Anadakatsakitsakatosh kotshin shadakatsas kunchi. Attuning consciousness. Feeling consciousness as it is informed. Sosan she sekatsas kosh kunto. Barasakantasa kachuts kunte sakatashi tkin. Opening a bridge system between consciousness and the divine technology. We will run a frequency between consciousness and the technology. You may feel some electric pulses. Thanks to Shokotan Pashi, Tikitasa Kotsos Rushki, Zamanshi Shikatasa Koshotokoton Tashatakanta, Varsi Kotos Sunsha. Bashisha Kotsos Kotsusun She Takati, Kotskun. We will now bring consciousness into the technology. You will feel an equation or movement within the pineal gland. The more you relax into it, the more the consciousness can move into the operating system. We are aligning. Quantum equation. Exact. Point of reference. But the question to get to go to such Kentucky Katan to got a ranch kato. Badaka sasa kantosho katis on Sreshka. We will now begin the 12-strand DNA activation, allowing consciousness to ascend through the DNA. We activate the first strand on the Katsashikontos Rushke, Wasakasaskonsosakoshotokoto, Basakishitikanta, divine thoughts. We now activate the second strand. Attending consciousness, divine communication. Manakado toshki, dashikato your words, shift reality, attuning consciousness, divine word, vibration of sound, shifts particles of reality. DNA strand number 3, divine blueprint, ascension, grid system of the new earth. Shakota sanshishkashkanam dos kushi sakasa kantotoko varre shikantasakashutukoton. Strand number 4, divine form, the alchemist, the ability to shift particles, to holding the vibration of source. We will first shift the particles of the body. Please of reality, connecting consciousness to the ability to understand particle shifts. Strand number 5. The ability to shift consciousness. Allowing consciousness to attune and align to the intelligence of Source. DMT code number 6. Altering the way the cells perceive reality. Turning on the divine operating system. Feeling the body as this technology turns on. Feeling the body as an expression of Source intelligence. Allowing perception to shift. The first activation of the higher operating system of the body, multidimensional reality. The 7th strand, opening conscious gateway, divine channel, attuning, communication between consciousness and Source intelligence. Direct, clear guidance. Opening your channel, turning on intuitive powers. Feeling the frequency as it releases, attuning these intuitive powers. As your senses heighten, as in the higher operating system, you will see, hear, feel, and know through frequency, precision. Pasakan sa chakato sa konchada kata patikito kuchukondo kota kachikita pata kochukoto panskita koto panse kate. The 8th strand, divine manifestation, allowing consciousness to interact with the guidance, bringing in creation of the new earth. The 9th strand, mastery of the matrix itself, bringing the divine in all things, attuning consciousness to the ability to see the divine in all things. The 11th code, we will open the gateway, connecting the 11th code Mateka Shotokoto Shade. Shoshikato Shade. Coding 1122. Creating a frequency between the 10th and 11th strand. Code 1122. The frequency will be beyond our words. connecting this frequency to the 12th code. As all 12 strands shift into a harmonic pattern grid system of the DNA. We'll now bring this frequency into the nervous system, into the neural pathways, altering perception of reality, allowing reality to be perceived through the frequency of source, the intelligence. Pasakwasotrochkin says Sakatasakon Paradisakashakatosranchki. We will continue the transmission. The transmission will continue for 3 days. In these 3 days, you have the opportunity to shift all limitations. It is our invitation that you see this as an opportunity to begin to shift the way consciousness interacts with reality. We are now open for questions and interaction.
We're going to begin today with Lori. If you have a question, if you'll just raise your hand, that would be super helpful. And Lori, will begin with you.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Okay, hi, thank you. My question earlier was, Astra'Luma was talking about how this is a portal of collapsing. And also my question is, if I first of all understood that correctly, and how to capitalize and get the greatest opportunity from this portal in time for creation of new. And I think we were specifically relating to the 5D when she was speaking about that. So that is my question.
Yes. The collapsing is the way that you are perceiving reality. As within this gateway, there is the opportunity to reconstruct the particles as they are collapsing. This is happening whether you are aware or not. Within the awareness or the intention, you can use the frequency pattern of the particle shift, meaning by allowing consciousness to move into the activation that was just given, is allowing yourself to see reality differently. It is when you begin to see the portals opening or shifts. This may be perceived as seeing reality shift. You may see it move. You may see particles move into a wave state. You may see openings, portals. In these moments, you have the opportunity to witness the collapse of the particles themselves. As a divine being, you have the opportunity in that moment to connect into the operating system of your body, the higher operating system of the divine within you, moving your consciousness into the system, and then observing the particles through the system itself, not through a programmed reality. By doing this, you simply move your consciousness into the body, ask that the higher operating system turn on, and inform your consciousness. When you move back into observation of where the particles have collapsed, asking that the particles realign to the frequency of source. Another example of this could be pain in the body. If you notice pain in the body, also be aware that there is a collapsing of particles. So you can observe the pain through the programming distortion, or you can see it as an indicator that particles are collapsing. In that moment, ask the divine operating system to turn on, to inform your consciousness, have the experience through the frequency of the higher operating system, allowing it to realign the particles. It is in this practice that the new earth will be created. Do you understand?
I believe so. So in any time we have one of these observations, whether it's in our perceived reality or in our physical body, is presenting an opportunity for shift and change.
And it is much needed.
Thank you.
Thank you for your observation and awareness that this is possible, that it is time, is much needed. This is a time where the way showers have an opportunity to use the collapsing of particles to recreate reality as you know it. This is only step one. Once you have the understanding of step one, we will give you step two.
Okay. I'll be looking forward. Thank you so much.
This is our pleasure.
Thank you, Lori. Is there
Thank
anyone
you.
else that would like to ask a question? Just raise your hand. We'll give it a moment. Yes, Rose. Whoops, you're still on mute, Rose.
This is so exciting. I'm so sorry I didn't just, well, I have to say it again. Thank you, Jules and Astra'Luma. This is a confirmation of what is really happening on the earth. I appreciate these lessons so much, and the download I feel is just sensational for me. And thank you. That's really what I have to say. I do want to know that I'm doing things correctly. So, when I notice a shift, an interdimensional something like I did with the sun yesterday, or day before yesterday, the waves were coming so palpably and so dramatically, and so there was so much light coming in. And I've been learning so much about light, and it's that we are light, we are made of light. And this is all such a confirmation. I think I don't have a question. I just have a grateful heart. Thank you. And if there's anything else you want to teach,
No.
Yes, of course. We see much light that is expressing through your DNA system. This will give you the opportunity to experience reality as light. We are honored to have this time and experience this with you as well.
Thank you for sharing, Rose. And Jean, let's go with you if you want to unmute.
Hello. I think it's just sort of a simple question. How can we, all of us, if we have the Ormus, I have the Scholar 33 Ormus, and how can I best utilize this as in these transformative opening portals? I feel like I don't know why, but I try to listen to what it wants to tell me, but perhaps you can shine your beautiful light upon that for me and us.
The Ormus is a fifth dimensional element. It is spinning between dimensions. As you apply it into your system, it begins to work with the particles of your body. It is conscious. So the more you interact, allowing it to inform your consciousness of the possibilities, it will open consciousness up to those possibilities. It is a sacred gift. The Ormus is holding a grid system similar to what you are becoming, as it is multidimensional. It is informed through frequency of source. As you interplay with this frequency, it is simply activating the operating system within you, showing you what is possible. The interplay is joyful. There is no limitation on how to use it. Allow it to show you the possibilities. The more you bring it into your system, the more that you allow consciousness to relax into the frequency that is releasing, the more heightened consciousness will become. And the interplay between the intelligence of your higher operating system, the frequency of source, and the interplay of distortion itself, this distinction becomes very easy, knowing where consciousness is being held within the material distorted reality or within the expression of a divine reality. Once consciousness has this understanding, you become unstoppable. Do you understand?
Yes, I think I understand. I think I need to let it inform me. I think that's what I feel like. I want to have more. I feel like I'm not having the kind of connection that I imagined myself to have with it. So I think I just have to be with it more.
Allow it to show you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
You
Thank
can
you.
see this as an amplifier. But we cannot amplify with the mind. We must amplify through frequency and let that frequency inform consciousness. As consciousness, if it is projected through a program, will only give you more programming. So when you apply, allow the Ormus to activate the higher operating system and then stay open and curious Stay open to receiving information, seeing reality differently, the experience of the body differently. It's an acceleration.
Thank you.
It is
Thank you. Oops. Thank you, Jean.
You're welcome. Thank you all. Thank you.
Judy, if you want to unmute.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Astra'Luma. Thank you. This is a couple of things, but you had supported me and continue to through Jules' work and you with a mission with this work I do with the incoming souls and children and parents. Then we have being in these bodies with this high frequency of light. And personally, I also work with addiction and I bring sound to addiction facilities in my own personal body. So when you had mentioned to me I needed this spiritual discipline to bring through what we're bringing through. And I noticed for myself and so many that food, caffeine, addiction to putting things into this body at different times. And I was thinking back to a child when I would be really high frequency and be experiencing other experiences, I would eat something to feel more, I could get in here. Anyway, I just feel so many people struggling and the high frequency beings coming in with the food and the glyphosate, that kind of stuff, but supporting ourselves to hold this high frequency without feeling we have to either medicate it or we sabotage it kind of thing, myself personally and the people I work with. And so yeah, I just felt like and Jean was just asking, or somebody was just asking about the ormus probably could help. And what else can help us to have that spiritual discipline to not put something in that either sabotages or densifies in a way that doesn't serve us?
Oh, wait, isn't that the question? Well, we would like to support you here in knowing that a higher frequency, it has its purpose. So instead of looking to bring the frequency down, look at what can be done with it. The frequency wants to be expressed. So when it's being sabotaged, another way of saying that is dimming the frequency. So instead of looking at it being sabotaged, we invite you to simply use the frequency, as when it is used and expressed, what you will find is that not much more is needed. An example of this could simply be to do an activity and allow the frequency to inform the activity. This could be drawing, going for a walk, and instead of going for the walk through the mind, allowing the frequency to guide. This gives the frequency a space to be transmitted. In the transmission of the frequency, the body, the nervous system will calm down. It is when the frequency has nowhere to be expressed that sabotage is an outlet to keep the frequency from being expressed. And then it is turned inward. Do you understand?
Yes.
Expression of frequency. This also can be as simple as doing daily tasks. Doing daily tasks in expression of frequency. The reason that this is so important is the way that the mind or consciousness is perceiving the act of the task itself. When the frequency leads, consciousness is informed. When consciousness is informed, looping cycles are broken. So the sabotage is simply an indicator of where consciousness is looping in a behavior of wanting to turn the frequency off. This is not unusual, as frequency beings are in a reality where observation comes first. Observation informs consciousness through identity. As high frequency beings, the opposite is true. Frequency informs consciousness, and identity is made through the frequency itself. So it is just relearning how to use consciousness. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
It is our pleasure.
Thank you, Judy. Fleur.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jules and Astra'Luma. The answers so far have been really helpful to me. The activation was going on, I could really feel the energy in the pineal gland. It felt amazing. As I put in the portal earlier, what I've been thinking of is to ascend lack to abundance. And I think this has been going on perhaps, for lifetimes, maybe a collective thing. And I really feel just even leading up to this portal sort of shifts and just being a bit more laxed and curious about things. But I feel sometimes there is that feeling of, oh, is it safe to change? And I'm wondering if there's any guidance as to how to sort of allow myself to flow with this new frequency of abundance more. Thank you.
Yes, of course. When you feel the interruption or simply feeling confusion, we feel the confusion creates the feeling of unsafe. This is an indicator that the body is shifting, as the nervous system will respond to the shift. In this awareness, you can reprogram your experience of the uncomfortable, instead of it feeling unsafe, to feel expansive. This is something that is easily done. Would you like us to do it with you now?
Yes, please.
Well, we'll do this for anyone that would like to have the experience of change in a joyful space, as joy and change is much desired. Think of something in your life you would like to change. We'll first bring the frequency of the desire into the operating system of the body. So you're taking it from conscious awareness, bringing it into the pineal gland of the master DNA strand. As you feel the intention, your desire, move into the pineal gland, feeling the light of source. We're now attuning the intention, turning on the frequency through the operating system. We'll now rewire the mind, releasing the frequency of inspiration, joy, enthusiastic energy. Feeling the frequency responses of the mind, the electric impulses, allowing these impulses to send the message to the nervous system, realigning uncomfortable with inspiration. Releasing the frequency, allowing it to run through the nervous system. And this can be repeated at any time. As the frequency of the body is holding inspiration, you can relax into the shift and allow the frequency to guide you.
Thank you. It feels amazing.
It is our pleasure.
Thank you, Fleur. Cassia.
Hi, Astra'Luma and Jules. I have a question connecting doing what's in life, what's in the highest interest of ourselves and everyone else, since we are all connected. Since it has kind of shifted for me very recently, very quickly, and I really want to fulfill my destiny here to the highest potential. And so I wish for everyone else, and I want to guide them as well with that, because I believe that when everybody does what they are passionate about in their lives, it's the most beautiful and the best and the most healing thing for everyone. And I would like to hear about that.
How can we support you here? It sounds as if you have hit the frequency pattern where you can begin to experience the miracles. Do you feel that you need support with that?
In a way, yes, I do feel there are, I do feel the shift. I even on the way to this meeting today, I felt like there was in my right ear, I felt like there was some kind of download going on, since it was just a few minutes before our meeting, and I know that some kind of information was being downloaded, but I want to open myself more and again to live my highest potential. I would love to hear anything that you have for me and everyone else to use for our best benefit, collective benefit.
Yes, that you stay out of the way. Let the downloads come in. Don't try to listen to them. You allow yourself to receive them. This allows the flow of how the information will come in. So, example is you received a download. Then the mind wants to be curious. The mind wonders if it's going to do it right. Let all of that go. Just stay in the place of allowing the information to come to you instead of searching. This will allow you to hit the information or the information to inform your consciousness in the exact right moment. It will feel inspiring because you're not trying. It will feel inspiring because it is the miracle pattern. Once you repeat this and have the experience of receiving guidance and acting upon it, you will be able to support others in doing the same. Do you understand?
I do.
You already know this, and it is our pleasure to hold this reflection with you as you are a master.
Thank you, Cassia.
Thank you.
And one last question, Astra'Luma, and we'll close with this question for the group. Is there anything that you would share for us as we move from this 1010 portal into the 1111 portal?
You shift the particles with conscious awareness. The download that you received today, the activation, will continue to work with your perception of reality, expanding consciousness. In this expansion, the awareness that it is happening will allow you to move into choice points. In the choice points, witness what is being observed. Ask the frequency of source to release from your DNA system that was activated today. Allow your consciousness to move into the experience of the frequency that is released. Notice how it feels different. Witness a shift. Allow your consciousness to just simply have the experience, because it is within this experience that the particles of reality are shifting, even if you do not see it. This is the practice. And in time, you will begin to witness not only your personal life shifting, but all of reality. It is within this practice that we lead to the 1111. As the 1111, we will shift from a distorted reality to heaven on earth. And those that prepare consciousness in this way will be the creators. They will hold consciousness in the fifth dimension. It is our honor to walk this path with you.
Astra'Luma, on behalf of everyone, we thank you for the blessing of your support at this time and this huge shift. And we are complete. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Let me go and see all your faces. So yes, we invite you to, of course, join us for the 1111. And I would love it if you would continue to post in the portal of kind of what you're shifting within your life. And even if there's a place in here where it may feel confusing and you don't quite get it, let this activation just show you what it is. So instead of trying to figure it out, allow the shift to happen and just witness, because it's in the witnessing of the shift that the biggest changes happen. Great. I love you all so much, and we hope to see you on the 1111.
Thank you for all the love pouring in through the chat. We feel it.
Everyone.